This is Dan. This is the first video of my channel, and it is a comic book review, or in this case, a comic book omnibus. This is Uncanny X-Men Ominbus #1 from Marvel, and highly recommend this to anyone trying to get into the X-Men. I actually kind of like this more than the first sort of X-Men omnibus, which is Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. This is fantastic. You can get this at still at Amazon, I believe, and definitely eBay. I'll put some links in the description for you guys. This omnibus is just amazing, especially if you're just getting into comics, and in particular, obviously, the X-Men. It has so many stories. It's so many X-Men stories. In this case, looks like we have, of course, Giant Size X-Men #1, and it goes through 94 through 131. Massive collection, tons of stories. Of course, starting with number 94, which is the beginning of Chris Claremont's freaking epic run. Have a lot of artwork here that's just amazing. Dave Cockrum, John Byrne. It's freaking great. For me, coming in as a newbie, it's kind of interesting. I got this omnibus about 2 or 3 years ago and started really getting into the X-Men, which I always loved from the cartoon series. And this is just, you know, such an amazing trip to go through these stories. I mean, it's kind of cool seeing Cyclops, you know, be such a strong leader, which it's kind of not in the movies, obviously. So when you go back and you look at this, it's like, wow, man, Cyclops is an awesome character with a lot of conflicts and everything as far as his problems with doubts with leadership and other stuff. It's also cool to kind of go back and just see all these classic stories right here. So they have the first story, which is Giant Size X-Men, which is where they kind of put together the new team, which is Wolverine, Cyclops, Colossus, Nightcrawler. This is, I believe this is it Nightwolf or Night Eagle or something like that. He ends up, you know, not being important after a couple issues for reasons you'll find out when you read it. But a really cool character, and also kind of an example of Chris Claremont, not afraid to take risk in his writing style. It's kind of pretty amazing when you go through it and be like, wow, man, Chris is not only is he really, I guess, inventive with all of his different story mechanics and all the different ideas that he comes up with. He's also, you know, very much not in love with the character so much that he's not willing to take risks with them. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, man, that old school Storm outfit. So yeah, as I said, I grew up with like 90s X-Men, mainly the X-Men animated series and all the Capcom video games, and it's just this old costume is freaking cool. I really like it. I know, obviously, for a lot of the real old-time, you know, true hardcore original fans, yeah, it's like, yeah, so what? But this is really cool with the little ring right here, which ties off her bottom and her top together. I kind of really like that. It really gives her, like, especially in later issues with different artists, it really gives her this really sexy look. It's freaking awesome. Yeah, Storm is legitimately hot in the old X-Men. But yeah, they're just... one thing I will kind of say as sort of like a comment on the X-Men of this day, you see here they're having like a Christmas party and stuff, is that you kind of get and understand the older comics and why people have such a high regard for them, because they're so compressed. The stories are just, you know, a lot happens. Like the first page right here they are in space. You know, Sentinels are coming at them. You know, they're getting taken over right here. Here's Wolverine getting interrogated by this guy. It's freaking cool. Look at how much happens, man. Freaking flying off. Oh, we're going into space. Let's do this. pretty awesome, man. Yeah, Storm looks really cool. I like it when she has this slanted eye look. It looks really, really good on her. And I don't know why they kind of went away from this, but maybe that's just the style of John Byrne and Dave Cockrum. I don't know. But yeah, classic Wolverine color combination before he goes to the brown and orange look that he has later on. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, plot twist. Oh man, this is so cool. And of course you got, this omnibus includes the beginning of the Phoenix cycle, so you get to look at that stuff too. Really, really amazing art. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Freaking I love Magneto, man. He's such a great villain anti-hero. Really great concept, and I think Chris Claremont really writes him very well. Dude, I love this just full page opener, like bitch, I'm Magneto. Freaking awesome. Eric the Red. Yeah, this is some really cool stuff. Let's see. Let's go through. Yeah, they have so many crazy stories, and it's just amazing. You can almost you'd almost have to do like one of his comic books, one of the issues of Chris Claremont, literally is it's literally like almost a 15-minute video or 20-minute video to go over all the crap that goes on. And even then you wouldn't cover it. And now we're talking about an omnibus, which is, 30 issues or so, or 10 or 20, 15, whatever issues in an omnibus of Chris Claremont going at it. And man, dude, you could literally just sit for days reading this thing. Or maybe even weeks if you really took your time on it, just to catch all the little details and the little nuances of it. Really, really cool. I believe in this omnibus. This is where like early on in the new Uncanny X-Men, is it who's his name? I just know his. I'm trying to remember it right now, but. Yeah, Banshee. Banshee injures his vocal cords, which becomes a problem for many, many, many issues all the way up through the 90s, I believe. So it's kind of interesting. He becomes more of like a side, mentor character to the X-Men throughout these. It's really, really cool. Yeah, you get a lot of the Phoenix just wrecks Magneto hard on that one. Then just really I love these just... actual interesting, cliffhangers. I could see how if you were, growing up in this age, if you got these single issues and you just had all this story and all this beautiful artwork in one little issue, why you'd be so into this series. And frankly, I am too. I've always loved the X-Men from the cartoons and the video games. And I remember reading and picking up, some of the '90s stuff, which obviously the Jim Lee art and Fabian Nicieza. I cannot pronounce his name properly. But this right here is just amazing, and you kind of you look back and it's this is why they're so well regarded and so well revered. Look at this, dude. It's just awesome to look at this stuff. They're in the Savage Lands now. Yeah, just so much crazy adventures. This is a freaking treasure trove right here. It's just awesome going through this thing. Talking about Storm's background right here. Anyway, I don't want to go over too much and get myself in trouble here, but yeah. Oh, dude, is this the backside artwork? Oh, dude, I didn't go through all of these. Oh, man. Oh, dude! The halter and the pants of this outfit are connected by a metal ring. Yeah, this is Cockrum. Yeah, good idea, Cockrum, because it looks really cool. At least to me. Maybe other people would disagree. I think this looks freaking awesome. I kind of like wish they would kind of like maybe redesign it for like the newer Storm stuff. I know for a fact they're not going to do this in the MCU because that would be like, you know, objectification of women. Like, well, Storm is awesome and she's good looking. Giant size X-Men. Oh man, yeah. Colossus be dope. Oh man. Like the original X-Men, then you'll love the new X-Men. Well, they like the new X-Men a whole lot because they didn't get like kind of soft canceled. At least that's as far as I kind of understood. Was that the original X-Men run wasn't super popular and wasn't selling well, and I think they kind of stopped it and they went into just reprints for a while, and then they rebooted it with Giant Size X-Men, which is the beginning of this omnibus. It's a pretty epic omnibus. Damn, like, look at this stuff. Look at this. Man, this is so cool. I think I have, which one of these? Do I have that 130? No, I guess I don't. That's all cool, though. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Arcade. The story with Arcade in here is really, really cool. I kind of digged it a lot. And then Sasquatch. This was actually a really cool story, too. Wolverine goes back up into Canada for kind of like a re-team up with his old team. And it's pretty freaking sweet. I like it a lot. Anyway, I'm going to sort of end this video, this first introductory video that I'm going to try on YouTube. Yeah, no, I really wanted to do something that I kind of both thoroughly enjoyed, thought other people would thoroughly enjoy, and kind of feel passionate about because I am kind of a really big fan of the X-Men. I think they're some of the coolest heroes ever. Who knows, maybe, you know, Marvel will bring them back in any way. I have been reading the newer stuff by Jonathan Hickman, and they're interesting. Not really my thing, but I'll probably review them as well, maybe as a whole collection together to kind of really get the feel for it. I feel from what I've read of Jonathan Hickman and what people who really like him rate, he's kind of the kind of writer that you have to, you know, maybe get the whole trade and do that. But anyway, yeah, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Want to do more Uncanny X-Men and really a lot of Chris Claremont stuff. Definitely going to go do some Daredevil too. Maybe even some other stuff like manga. I do like certain manga a lot as well. But yeah, no, thanks for watching.